Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Tonight, we are diving into more Heavensward post-patch, or I guess patch content. We will be starting by heading into the Anti-Tower. So, until then, well, let's just get started. How about that? Alright, stream is live.
I think the
I think the first thing
Travania.
we're up for is a dungeon. We ended last week right after we picked up the Anti-Tower dungeon. Yeah, the Word of the Mother is our current quest.
Yeah.
Cool.
Eh? I knew it was going to flip like that.
Gary, Jesse finished up, right?
Yes.
Pretty.
Yeah, that's with a name like the Anti-Tower. I knew the tower had to be going down, not up. So I knew the camera was going to flip on us during the pan out. Now, I wonder what triggered their spawn. Did I back up too far?
I don't know.
They also seem to have spawned right around the time the frog died, so it could have been triggered by that too. Alright, first boss in the dungeon. Spawns ads throughout the fight. Inflicts debuff Toad on 2 players that can't be dispelled and spawns 2 ads. These must be killed to dispel the debuff. Seems to hit the healer and 1 DPS.
Okay.
Spawns 2 bubbles that inflict moderate damage and a debuff damage down. Be sure to kill the ads quickly if the healer is inflicted by Toad. I do not know how limited Toad will be. It varies in Final Fantasy games. In some of them, it's completely debilitating. In some of them, you can still melee attack. And some of them, you can still cast spells. So, if it gets cast on you, see what you can still do.
Okay. Okay, the bubbles.
Just don't walk into them.
Right.
Yeah, stay away from them.
Okay, I'm loaded.
Yeah, we can't do anything.
Yeah, clicking like on my fingers help.
Where's the other one? Oh, someone got it. Okay.
I killed it. I'm stunned.
Where's the other toad? Are they both dead?
Yeah, I killed one of them. There may have only been one this time, I don't know.
Loaded again.
I got one down. There's another one over here. I have been stunned. Thank you.
We're super manning.
We have a mimic.
Hmm?
We have a couple of mimics.
Ah, I see them. Need just one moment. Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Whoever designed or named this mob doesn't know what a homunculus is.
I don't know what one is either.
Basically, if it was fire made into a human shape, it could be a homunculus.
Oh, okay. So like the Janai dancing thingamabobber? She
Yes,
could be one?
that would be a homunculus, yes. Alright. Spawns 3 stones called Stardust with expanding AoE that need to be killed before the platform is covered. They become solid after the AoE. So I guess maybe the AoE doesn't hurt us until, I don't know. Let's see. Emotes Ziggy takes careful aim and then tethers to one player. Can be avoided by hiding behind a stone. Okay, maybe the Stardust stones, once you kill them, they become solid and you can hide behind them.
Oh, okay.
And that's it. So, when you see the emote, Ziggy takes careful aim. I imagine if if he may already tether to you, then hide behind a rock. Alright, the rocks are up. Hide behind a rock, KJ.
How long do I have to stay behind it?
I would imagine until he stops tethering you.
Yeah.
Run and hide, whoever he's pointing at.
Crackers.
Yeah, he did a good job of moving around on that one.
Yeah.
You travel up the down staircase. This is Karazhan.
Indeed it is.
No, I'm done.
This is straight out of Final Fantasy IV.
And they lied in that little caption at the bottom. They are not adorable.
No, no, they are not.
I kind of think they are.
Creepy. Straight up creepy.
All right. A giant doll that starts out as 6 smaller dolls. 3 Kalka and 3 Brina. That do AoE patterns, merges after the small ones are dead into Kalka Brina. Be sure to kill Kalka and Brina quickly as it can hit your healer and your party will take medium damage throughout the dollhouse phase. So basically we need to try to kill all 6 of them as quick as possible. Let's see. Look away from her if you or another player has a red eye above their head. Okay, at points she will split into 2 and we have to kill the 2. Okay. She starts as 6, we kill all 6, she becomes 1, we fight that, eventually it splits into 2, we have to kill the 2.
I forgot to look away.
We only had to look away, right?
Yeah, I didn't. So Zora and I are doing something or other.
Got you.
I didn't even notice it, so...
Okay, I missed whatever that was. Now my dog.
Kill the dolls.
I am a doll.
Ow. Look away.
Should I hit her?
Sure. Hold on. He's about to split again.
Okay.
Oh, I got turned into a doll this time.
Me too.
Now you may hit her when ready, KJ. About to split again, it looks like. Got me again.
Me as well.
And yeah, that was straight out of Final Fantasy IV.
That was craziness.
I mean, you didn't get turned into dolls in Final Fantasy IV, but other than that.
Hear, feel, think. Through time and space hast thou journeyed unto me, as I knew thou wouldst. We are the word of the Mother. We, who were once called Minfilia. Much time hath passed for thee since the bloody banquet, since I hearkened to her word. Mother, Hydaelyn, guided me towards Y'shtola and Thancred, that I might be swept up in their flow and delivered unto the ethereal sea. There, adrift and alone, her voice silent once more, I prayed for those we had lost, for those we can yet save. To her I would make an offering. We speak now with one voice, one will, one word. Unto thee we bequeath the most precious of gifts, the truth which lieth at the heart of this world. Thus do we beseech thee once more. Hear, feel, think. Before there was life, in the depths of the ethereal sea, light and dark did once dwell as one. But the darkness coveted power, and the balance was broken. Thus was I forced to banish him unto the distant heavens, to forever remain apart, A moon bound. In sundering the star did we cry out, and the barriers twixt planes chanced to falter. Across 10 and 3 were we then divided. Reflections of the source, each possessed of a shard. Zodiac longeth to be made whole. For his restoration, for his resurrection, his servants labor without cease. They seek to tear down the barriers which surround the source. Thus do they rejoice in their ardor, in your calamities, for each marks a rejoining. Seven times have they succeeded. 7 times hath the darkness grown stronger. 7 times have I failed. The Ascians cannot be suffered to continue. This is my final. The crystal's power is all but spent. With what remains, I will return you to the shore of the ethereal sea. Blessed children, go forth and seek. Seek.
Thank the 12! Did you find her? Did you find Minfilia? The word of the Mother? I'm not sure I understand.
Nor am I. Cryle?
As unbelievable as it sounds, I see no reason to doubt her. The word's tale. No one was more sensitive to the will of Hydaelyn than Minfilia, and if Hydaelyn has grown so weak that she can barely make herself heard, it is not hard to see why Minfilia, having joined with her, might struggle to maintain her own form.
What? Why would she need to maintain her own form? Are you saying she's gone? But that cannot be! Not now. Not after all we have accomplished. We were meant to usher in the dawn's light together.
She threw herself on the fire to fuel your dawn's light, boy. You'll just have to usher it in on your own.
Must you be so ungentle?
Tell me about the Scions, boy.
The Scions of the Seventh Dawn lay before Eorzea's salvation. Whenever the realm is threatened, be it by Primal, Ascian, Garlean, or any other, we take up arms in her defense, that all in Eorzea may live to see a brighter tomorrow.
And that's very noble of you. But in chasing after these lofty goals of yours, you seem to have lost sight of some basic truths. To win a war, you must be willing to do whatever it takes. To fight, to kill, and if necessary, to die. The path you've chosen is paved with the dead. Walk it with your eyes open, or not at all.
I know the truth of which you speak, and have from the first. If the Ascians will go to any length to resurrect their god, then we must needs be as committed to our cause, to unmask them and their schemes, and to crush them both utterly. Come, there is much to be done.
Yes, of course.
Thancred, wait! No. No, this is all wrong.
She's not coming back, is she? I'm not certain, so I'm going with ... It weighs on you, too. I know. I understand why she made her decision, and yet... Every time we lose another friend, I have to ask myself if there was not another way. I must ask that you not breathe a word of this to any of the others, the Rising Stones, especially Flamen. If we brief Tartaru on what we have learned, as well as Urianger, he may have insight as to what the word told us. As for you, after all you have done, I would say you have earned a rest. But speaking of well-earned rewards, I received a message from Sir Imeric while you were away. It would seem he is planning a ceremony of some sort and would like for you to attend. He did not divulge the details, preferring to instead to explain in person. Mayhap you should pay him a visit. Be right back. Alright, I am back.
Welcome back.
I did not procure sufficient ice earlier, so more ice was needed.
I understand.
I am almost 100% certain that we have not seen the last of Minfilia.
Yeah.
Whether we will ever see her outside of the giant crystal, I don't know. But I suspect at least every time we return there, we will see her. Alright, KJ. Back to Foundation. I was about to ask, you got your frog, right, Zora? But I see you've already summoned it. It is also, seasonally thematic.
Alright, where'd you take off to?
Forgotten Night. We're off to see Sir Imeric.
I always forget the big crystals.
Hmm?
I always forget the big crystals you can teleport to the little crystals.
Gotcha.
So I didn't
yeah.
see you run off, and I was like, wait a minute, where?
Yeah, it's like, it'd be nicer if when you clicked them, it just came up with the list instead of coming up with one list that you have to click into a second list for. So. Ah, the Lord Commander left instructions that you were to be shown inside.
A pleasure to see you again, my friend. I take it you received our invitation. Good, good. You of all people should be present. When the true brothers of the faith seized control of the vault, I feared the worst. Yet in adversity were we blessed with the promise of peace between man and dragon through Vidofnir's timely rescue of an innocent child. Timely, I say, though miraculous or providential might better describe the event. The gods themselves could not have devised a more fitting symbol of hope. Needless to say, we could scarce let such an opportunity pass us by. Which is why I set about making formal arrangements for a peace conference between our peoples. You and yours have done more to bring us together than any, and it is only right that you attend. But I confess that is not the only reason I would be glad to have you there. Given Nidhogg's implacable opposition to the peace, it is possible that he and his followers may attempt to disrupt proceedings, in which event your presence would be a comfort to all in attendance. Pray understand, I have no wish to invite the worm's ire. But if our fractured nation is to heal, if we are to move forward as a people united, then we must do whatever is necessary to bring about lasting change. "'Tis nothing. 'Tis nothing." Lucia cautioned me against giving vent to my passions, lest my wounds reopen. It has not been easy reaching out to our opponents in Ishgard, many of whom sympathized with the actions of the true brothers. But in so doing, we have limited the influence of the zealots. The people are ready, my friend. This conference must go ahead. I knew you would understand. The conference will take place on the border of Ishgardian and Dravanian territory in Falcon's Nest. Lucia is there, seeing to the final preparations, even as we speak. Pray...
Didn't mean to skip that.
Oh, and, one more thing. A drink! We should make time for one. Once the conference is concluded, I mean. By my reckoning, 'tis long overdue.
Sir Imeric really wants that drink. He seemed to get about 40% louder when he was asking for that.
Yeah.
Was it Tailfeather? No, Falcon's Nest.
Yep. Tailfeather would actually make more sense.
Completely neutral location.
Although I guess it's also a hunting camp, so probably not the best location for it.
Yeah.
The Lord Commander said he would come. As you can see, preparations for the conference are proceeding apace. Mark well the curtain above. It conceals a relief that will be unveiled during the conference. The masons labor day and night to see it finished on schedule. Sir Imeric wanted a symbol which would endure long after this conference is concluded. I think he will be pleased with the result. It was not my war, but I made it mine. And to see it draw closer to a resolution fills me with a strange hope. His faith is infectious, is it not? His certainty that we can be better than we are. Forgive me, I am rambling. You must be tired from your journey. Go rest. I will not keep you.
Is it just me? Or are you guys getting like a strange vibe too?
Like something's gonna go wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, but
Yeah, Imeric seemed out of sorts. Lucia seems kind of seems fine, but Imeric seemed pretty out of sorts.
yeah.
If you would rather not take a rest, then why not take a walk around Falcon's Nest, make your presence known to the people, and so forth. In addition to those who have come from far and wide to attend this ceremony, you may meet Lords Artorial and Emmeline, who have graciously volunteered their services. They should be glad to see you. Now, if you would excuse me, I must needs return to my duties. And of course, Thancred is going to snap at some point. He's wound really tight right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad to see the rumors were true. Well met, and fear not. I've no intention of begging your aid with this or that. Everything appears to be in order. My only lingering concern is that one of the convictors may not have been informed of our plans. As I recall, Vidofnir may pass directly over their encampment. The last thing we need is a glory-seeking nobleman attempting to slay a Dravanian ambassador to a peace conference. Yeah, that would not be good.
So does that mean we gotta go run out there?
Probably in a minute. Do you know when everything's set to begin? I wasn't sure how many might have come, so I thought it best to come early and find a spot with a great view. When I heard that Sir Imric was planning to make a speech, I knew I couldn't miss it. I mean, the man risked his own neck to rescue those hostages. How often do we get heroes like that in this day and age? And he's more than a fighter, too. He's a thinker, he is. He's got plans to better our lives, to change things, and he'll do it, by the Fury. Me and my friends and family, we all believe he can do it. I don't believe you, child. You're sinister. Bloody exciting, isn't it? Not just peace with the dragons, but with all them heretics beside. Don't misunderstand. We've all got a healthy fear of being bathed in dragon fire. That being said, the heretics did far more to hinder our efforts here in the past, so hearing that we're close to a reconciliation comes as a great relief. Heretics. With no Isael to tell them what to do. That could be a problem. How much has changed since we fought alongside each other in the vault? If you had told me that we would soon be hosting a peace conference, I would have thought you a naive fool. Yet, here we are, preparing to make that fantasy a reality. And here I am, laboring to make it so. Lord Artorial, if I may? Certainly, First Commander. How may I be of service? Some of the convictors are refusing to stand down. The majority were willing to do so, but a small party have instead pledged to engage any Dravanians bound for Falcon's Nest. Fury take me. They would defy Sir Imeric's commands? If they dare attack Vidofnir. It will not come to that, but to see that it does not, we must needs hasten to their encampment. They should be far more reluctant to oppose us were a Lord of House Fortemps present. I understand completely. Let us depart at once. But ere we do, I must ask, would you look after Emmeline while I am away? As you know, he has ever been an impulsive, changeable child. But recently he seems to have been suffering from a bout of melancholy. I thought to lift his spirits by having him assist with guard duty, a simple but honorable charge, unlikely to expose him to danger, given the presence of so many other knights. Alas, he has taken no interest, and I fear he may abandon his post in my absence. All I ask is that you keep an eye on him until I return. Exhausting though that may be. Thank you, my friend. I promise we will not be long. I'm rather busy at the moment, old boy. Guarding this tavern, as it were. Oh, I see now. Artorial thought I might be derelict in my duties, eh? The nerve of my brother to question my dedication. But since you are here, mayhap I could put you to proper use. The wasteland beyond the walls must be kept safe for travelers, yet I have been forbidden from leaving Falcon's Nest. It wouldn't do for our esteemed guests to be devoured by wolves, so no. Yet that is precisely what will happen if we do not cull the roaming packs. Your map, if I may. Right, there. Those are the points that our scouts marked for patrol. I'll leave you to it, old boy. Come, Honoroit. I must return to my rounds. Oh, do be careful, my lord. I don't think dragons would much care about packs of wolves.
No. But you never know.
I think to dragons, wolves are not much different than sheep. But we shall see what has happened now that Emmeline has gotten us out of his way. The poor wolves don't know who they're messing with. Wolvesbane. It pleases me to inform you that I have completed my rounds, and that all is well in Falcon's Nest. Oh, and there was a grizzled fellow looking for you. You know, the one who made the arsonist confessed. Clever, that. Thancred, was it? He was asking after you. Anyway, once I noticed the garish weapons he was sporting, I deemed it a waste to leave him be. I dispatched him to an area I neglected to mark on your map. Yes, this one. If you hurry, he might still be there. Fancy meeting you here. It was fortunate I came when I did. These two would not have fared well against the wolves on their own. The young lord wasted no time in taking advantage of you, did he? And me, I suppose. Let us return to Falcon's Nest. Return to Falcon's Nest then, and see what other thrilling tasks he may have for us. And there they are, a pair of gallant heroes if I ever saw them. Comrades in arms, reunited at last. By your selfless sacrifice have you guaranteed the safety of our many guests. On behalf of Ishgard, I thank you both. And with that, there is naught left to do but to enjoy our well-earned respite. Oh, and this of course should of course go without saying, but let's keep those last few favors between us, yes? Artorial wouldn't understand. Right then. The first floor of those barracks has been converted into a tavern for the duration of the conference. Why don't you go and have something to eat? For once, a suggestion with which I agree. Go on ahead. I will join you anon.
Welcome, welcome. Find yourself an empty seat and I'll be with you in a moment.
AJ, did you have to look up at the maid?
Cold out, isn't
Yes.
it?
Okay.
Here, a mug on the house. Let's get some colour back in them cheeks.
I looked like I was looking down at a small child, so I was hoping that the camera was low for you.
Yep.
Freed food will be a bit longer than usual. We've got a lot of hungry folk to feed, what with the conference and all. Oh, so many people with cause to celebrate. To think there could be peace in our time, after all them years of fighting. When I heard about the conference, I knew I had to come. I knew I had to be here, to do my bit. My husband, he died fighting the dragons, you see. And here we are, about to break bread with him.
She doesn't sound that good to me. She's a bit worried.
You were right, my friend. You look tired. Reckon you could do with a good long rest? After all you've done, I'd say you've earned it. Sleep now. Sleep. Sleep and leave us to our affairs. This was never your fight.
My son. They told me he walks in Halone's halls. Him and the rest of his unit.
They told me the same.
I expect they think it's comforting. Every time I come, I cry. I cannot bear to remember, but to forget would be 1,000 times worse. Yet that is what they would have us do. Accept this truth for the sake of peace. Bury the past and look to the future. But But he was my future. My flesh and blood. My heart.
Is this it? We're the only ones with the courage to oppose this madness? Cowards, a lot of them.
They think only of the prize, of the peace Sir Emmerich promises them. They know in their hearts it's a lie, but they go along with it anyway, desperate fools. But not I. Not I! I see the worm that killed my brother in my dreams every night, and I will not rest until he lies broken at my feet. Him and every last one of his accursed kin.
All this nonsense about Kings of Eld, as if I care what they did or didn't do, makes no difference to me and mine. Have the dragons sued for peace in 1,000 years? Are they bollocks? It's a bloody ruse is what it is, and Sir Emmerich and the rest of them bloody fallen for it.
But what can we do? They believe, and naught we can say will ever change their minds. Whether we like it or not, man and dragon will come together at Vulcan's Nest, and all will be forgiven. Forgiven and forgotten.
No. I will not let that happen. They will remember the true face of the enemy. I will show it to them. And we will rise up against them once more.
Hey! Hey! This is no time for napping. Do you have your wits about you? Good. Come with me. We have a crisis on our hands.
Hear me, brothers and sisters. Oh, do not be fooled by the honeyed words of the Dravarnians. The peace they promise is but a prelude to slaughter. Remember your husbands and wives never returned from war. Your children torn apart by fang and claw. All your loved ones shown no mercy. Does not your heart cry out for vengeance? Your blood boil at the injustice? Remember the face of your enemy, brothers and sisters. Remember it, and strike back!
You there! Don't just stand around gawping! Do something, man! Stop her!
Yes, my lord.
See here the true nature of the Highborn. With lies and deception they lead us to our doom. And dare we raise our voices in dissent? Death is our reward. This is the choice they have given us, brothers and sisters. Death by dragon's fang, or death by nobleman's command. Death to all we hold dear. I spit on your choices, noblemen! You will take no more from me! No more! No more!
What have you done? I only did as you ordered, my lord. I gave no such order. I did not. I never meant for anyone to...
Well, that was intense.
Mm-hmm.
I dare say that could not have played out any worse. Given that the First Commander and Lord Artorial are not here to take control of the situation. I spoke with a messenger who said that they would be returning shortly. But until they do, naught will be done. Lord Emmeline has retreated to the barracks and is refusing to speak to anyone. Therefore, it falls to us to ensure that order is fully restored. Come, let us walk the streets and speak with the people. My wife and I fell while fleeing with the others. The surgeons tended to our bruises afterwards. Those mad fools have ruined everything. And for what? I was running in the opposite direction I thought I was. They were wrong to resort to violence, but when I heard her speak, her words were as a dagger in my heart. Who are we to decide that enough is enough? That their calls for justice can never be answered? Will this be the end of it? Or will there be others like them and the true brothers? I do not want to bear steel against my kinsmen ever again. I do not know if I even can. I'd heard the rumors that the young lord was a drunken fool. What imbecile thought it would be a good idea to leave him to run Falcon's Nest? Well, I say him and Sir Imeric take their bloody change and shove it up their asses. I'll not be taken in by that rot again. I believe it is important that that guy was the stone cutter.
Yeah.
Oh, because they were working on the thing in the middle of the door?
Mm-hmm. Well, what say you? So, the violence is past, but the people are far from recovered. That is to be expected. For the moment, it appears no innocents were harmed by the guards. The blame for all casualties can be placed squarely upon the protesters. Nevertheless, the people will not soon forget the image of a young lordling ordering the public execution of an unarmed protester, one whose words resonated with the hearts of many. After all, who among us has not lost loved ones? Ooh, weapons. Lord Artorial and the First Commander should have returned by now. To the tavern, then. Their first order of business will be to speak with Lord Emmeline, and I somehow doubt that he has moved an ilm since we last saw him. My apologies. I bear full responsibility for this debacle. There will be time for that later. I, for one, am more concerned about picking up the pieces. What do we do now? Or what do we know? Sorry. According to initial reports, the protest was orchestrated by the young woman who Lord Omelain ordered shot. She and her conspirators infiltrated Falcon's Nest, posing as servants and guests. Several were taken alive. Others resisted and were struck down. Still others took their own lives. Our forces suffered casualties as well, but by the grace of the Fury, no civilians were seriously injured. Still more remarkably, the ringleader Liette lives. For the time being, at least. The surgeons are doing what they can for her, but she may not live through the night. Given their impeccable timing, it is like that the convictors who drew us away from the hamlet were in league with the protesters. Accordingly, we have detained them for questioning. I'll be sworn that these villains spent as much effort plotting the failure of this peace conference as we did its success. Well, if the mood of the hamlet is any indication, theirs have been the more fruitful labors. In the wake of the protest, the people seemed disillusioned. You spoke with them, then? I see. So Imric placed his trust in me. It will be difficult to explain what has happened here. Remember how far we've come, First Commander. The people's faith may be shaken, but we convinced them before, and will do so again. If we can but find a means to remind them, to show them once more that the promise that change holds for all, then this tragedy too shall pass into the past. We must pray that you are right. Nevertheless, for the time being, I have no choice but to suspend the peace conference, pending Sir Imeric's final decision. Under the circumstances, I cannot leave Falcon's Nest. Will you deliver my report to the Lord Commander in my stead? Get up, Emmeline. You're going with him. Go on without me. I was not asking. You will answer for your actions in person. Is that clear? Yes, my lord. Come, Honorat. Your manservant is not here. In fact, I have not seen him for some time. Honorat? Honorat, I could have sworn he was...
He's this way.
Onawa! No, no. What have they done to you? Onawa! Onawa!
Is that you, my lord? You seem rather flustered.
Because of you, you imbecile! What in the seven hells happened to you?
My apologies. Some few of the guests expressed a wish to leave, and I implored them to stay. It would seem they took issue with my request.
Oh, gods forgive me. If I had only been more careful with my words.
Do not blame yourself, my lord. I know. I know that you and your brother have Ishgard's best interests at heart. That poor woman. She lives in the past, clinging to the memories of the lost. But the future holds so much promise, so much joy. And you know that better than any.
Onua?
Calm yourself. The boy will live. But it's imperative we get him inside and into the care of a Kyrujin without delay.
Oh, we were so close! Why does it all have to fall to pieces? Don't they want to live in peace? Don't they want to be happy? We all want the same thing! And still it falls to pieces! Tell me, what was I supposed to do? Someone, anyone, tell me, what was I supposed to do?
Stop looking to others. You make your choice and you live with the consequences.
And what would you know about consequences? You who always know just what to say and just what to do. Your every deed is greeted with a round of applause.
You know nothing about me. I have fought tooth and nail for the people I hold dear. Done everything in my power to save them. And I have failed. Learn to live with it. I have.
Note to self: do not go boxing with Thancred.
Yeah, he looks like a boxer. Funnier still was when Thancred's hand goes out to block a little bit mean. I'm like getting his fist all ready to punch. That was pretty cool.
I thought it was funny that he punched Stanford though.
Mm-hmm. I may have overreacted, but it needed to be done. He was becoming hysterical. I understand the desire to look for reasons, for excuses, to convince yourself you had no choice. But the past is the past, and there is naught to be gained from reliving your mistakes. I know this. I know this. But he... I have no desire to wait for the lordling to emerge from his puddle of self-pity. We have important matters to attend to in Ishgard. It's a mildly interesting looking sword.
I don't like the split end thing.
Yeah, I don't either. It does, however, fairly well match my current set. So I might use it for now. Alright, back to Ishgard, KJ.
The look or the actual weapon? Because it's only 240. I thought you got the 270.
No, I did not.
I bought the 270.
Oh, okay. Well, and me.
Let's see. The weapon I was using was 145. So, you know,
Foundation.
yeah, you know, just a small 95 item level upgrade.
Right.
But no, when we discovered the weapons last week, I had already spent all my tomestones.
Gotcha. Well, I finally farmed enough to get the bow. That's why my bow's different.
You're so tiny, KJ, I don't get to see your weapons most of the time.
Well, I have been transmogging them all. The white bone looking one from the Relic Reborn.
Gotcha. You are expected. Pray proceed. Word of the demonstration and its resolution outstripped you. Every man, woman, and child of Ishgard has heard the tale. It is rumored that my youngest's lack of judgment was to blame. Of course, such stories are prone to exaggeration. What exactly came to pass? I see. So that is the truth of it. Regardless of his intent, the result is undeniable. He has furthered the cause of these misguided few who cannot let go of the past. In an instant, the delicate peace we were poised to forge is once more beyond us. To dwell so deeply on the war and the vengeance it begets, only for that to be taken away. Is it any wonder that they were left bereft? For what was that sacrifice? Have we naught to show for our suffering? I thought peace a sufficient salve, but mayhap I was mistaken. We are warriors, Lord Edmont, and ours is a nation built on centuries of warfare. Right or wrong, this is who we are, and we deny it at our peril. To hold on to the past without being beholden to it, we must needs find a way to honor the sacrifice of our forefathers without glorying in their excesses. A difficult path, to be sure. We dare not deny the scars which mar our nation's soul, lest we spur our disillusioned souls to retrace them. But as you say, we dare not revel in past glories either, for they are tainted all. A clear, unambiguous enemy, and an undeniably righteous cause. 'Tis a bitter reflection, but lies though they were, they did long serve to unite us. No truth will ever serve as well, I fear, yet we are not without options. At our last meeting, a proposal was tabled by the other members of the Eorzean Alliance for joint military exercises, to strengthen the ties between our nations and test our readiness to meet with a common threat. I had thought to delay these exercises until the peace conference, but mayhap a grand melee would be just the thing to lift our beleaguered spirits. Better still, an occasion for the Temple Knights and the Watch to take the field as allies. A unified Ishgardian force filled with men and women from all walks of life. which would stand against a coalition of the other allied nations' finest. Hosted by Ishgard in the shadow of the Gates of Judgment, a victory under such circumstances would serve as a reaffirmation, nay, a declaration to all and sundry that we were as strong and as united as ever. Such a victory would do much to fan the flames of patriotism, it is true, but if we should be defeated, though even to hold our own against the cream of 3 nations might be presented as a triumph. Very well, you may count on my support, for what little it is worth. However, I have a request. I would have my son Emelaine take part in the Grand Melee. By his deeds, he has brought shame upon Ishgard, and so by his deeds I would have him bring our nation honor. As you wish, my lord. If it is his desire, then it shall be so. Now then, we have no time to lose. Would you be so kind as to deliver my instructions to Lucia? I shall write to the Alliance leaders at once and begin making the arrangements for the Grand Melee. Should you chance to see my son, pray inform him of his duty. If he has not yet already returned, he will soon enough, making every effort to avoid me. So that is their solution. A grand melee to unite the people. And what part would they have you play in this affair, I wonder? You whom they have taken into their confidence, upon whom they have come to rely so heavily. And will you oblige them? When the proposition is made, will you stand for Ishgard once more? I'm going with, it is getting to be a bit much, isn't it? You say that, and yet here you are. Here we are. This is, after all, the life we choose. In any event, let us not forget that the Ascians sought to profit from this war. To put an end to it would put an end to their plot, and that, my friend, is ever a worthy cause. So, for this grand melee of his, Sir Imric wishes to field a force compromising both his Temple Knights and Hilda's Watch, yes? I can only imagine what she will have to say about that. In fact, curiosity compels me to go see for myself. Lucius in here. Well met. Have you spoken with Sir Imric? I was aware of the Alliance's request, so Sir Imric would turn these exercises into a spectacle for the masses. It is not that I doubt the efficacy of such a plan. Indeed, I know its effectiveness only too well, having witnessed it firsthand. Nevertheless, he has not once given me reason to doubt his intentions, and these are desperate times indeed. I will select knights for the event forthwith. As for the watch... Did he now? How considerate of Master Thancred to seek out our young watch commander on his own volition. Alas, he acted prematurely. Pray deliver this list of watch candidates to Hilda. I would have her best men, not her most dispensable. Thancred's been telling me about Sir Imeric's grand soiree. Seems we're expected to join in. It's nice of him to invite us and all, but I hope he knows what he's doing, because we ain't dressed to dance with professional bleeding soldiers. Well, well. Seems the first commander's gone and hand-picked her guests. Can't say I disagree with her choices, though. She's got a good eye. Will you be fighting, too? Reckon it'd inspire the lads if you were. Might take their minds off getting their hides tanned and all. Think about it, eh? I hate to ask, but you haven't seen our favorite lordling, have you? Sigh. I thought not. On the assumption that he is not found in his father's loving embrace, I suggest we split up and look for him. I will search Foundation and you the pillars. It's always nice when I see the word sigh in print and actually read it out loud.
It's still good.
And I think I'm going to go to the Crozier. That appears to have been a wise decision. I carried Honorwa to the manor. Our best surgeons are tending to him as we speak. He has yet to wake, but surely he will. So Father has volunteered me for this grand melee of theirs. My beloved family, always making my decisions for me. No, it's not like that. It's just... You wouldn't understand. How could you? You are free to be the man you want to be, whereas I am a son of House Forton. Don't you see? My future was determined before I was born. What I could and could not do. Right or wrong, that was the way of it. Until the old order began to crumble. Now we wander amidst the rubble, searching for a purpose, for a place. All around me, brave men and women rise to the occasion. With faith and conviction, they dedicate themselves to their causes. But not I. I was terrified of making the wrong choice, which is why I let better men make them for me. Do this, do that, take this duty, guard this conference. I suppose I had convinced myself I was above it, until your friend showed me otherwise. When I saw Honoro, I wanted to scream, wanted someone to blame, but in the end, there was only me. Only me. So you see, I cannot meekly bow my head and accept Father's command. Such cowardice is what brought me to this point. I will go to Sir Imric, and I will make my own decision. Just see if he has anything to say. No, nothing much. Nothing relevant to say, at least. The Lord Commander is not to be disturbed. May I ask what matter demands his personal attention? I see. Very well, you may enter.
Lord Commander, if I may? I wish to speak with you before the Grand Melee.
Proceed.
How do you do it, my lord? How do you lead with such certainty, when so many of our countrymen will not hear of peace with the Dravanians? Some of them hate you almost as much as the dragons themselves. They decry you as a patricide in the streets. They even tried to kill you, for God's sakes. Yet still you march on, undaunted, where no archbishop dared to tread. What is your secret? Where do you find the strength?
For centuries, our nation has been punished for the sins of our forefathers. If our punishment is to end, I believe we must right the wrongs of antiquity and move forward as a nation united. Needless to say, my father did not share this opinion. He did not believe the people strong enough to bring about their own deliverance, trusting only in himself. Tyranny seemed to him the only solution. But I have faith in the people, Lord Amanalain. I have faith that they will weather this storm and overcome every trial we set before them. Many have fought and died to see this blight upon our nation's history cleansed, and I would not let their sacrifices be in vain. Though we invite reprisals, the risk is worth the reward.
I want to believe. I do. Lord Commander, through my careless orders, a pall has been cast over these proceedings, and I beg the opportunity to make amends. I, Amanalain de Forton, do hereby request leave to take part in the Grand Melee.
Who am I to deny such a heartfelt plea? We would be honored to have you join the fray, my lord.
You'll take charge of the Ishgardian forces?
For all my other responsibilities, I am still Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, and I would not soon yield this duty to another.
The esteemed Sir Emeric leading the Temple Knights and the Watch into battle along with my youngest. I could wish for no more.
Then you wish for too little, my lord. There is another who might yet join the fray. An indispensable ally to whom we owe much and more. An adventurer beholden to none who nevertheless chose to champion our cause, who has shared in our suffering and in our glory, a warrior without equal, who I am privileged to call a friend. There is no one I would rather have fighting by my side. I ask this in full knowledge of your obligations, and will not think less of you should you refuse. But if your conscience will allow it, might you oblige me, my friend, one more time? Together we shall give the people a spectacle for the ages, a celebration to mark the dawning of a new era.
That's not fair. I mean, Gardania would want us on their team. Same with all the others. It's just not fair.
Yeah. Although I would also make the argument that Gridania, Limsa Laminsa, they didn't really give us anywhere to run when Ul'dah wanted us arrested. So we kind of we had to run here. So,
yeah.
But I would say for Ishgard itself, calling on an outsider to fight for them would hurt their cause, in my opinion, but gods help me, I think it might be love. I dare say it might be cheating, too. Your mere presence is enough to turn the tide of most battles. And did you see the way his eyes lit up when you nodded? It was a look of boundless relief and joy. One would think a politician more practiced at concealing his emotion. Still, his honesty does him credit. For a moment, I was fair inspired to pledge myself to the cause. But that would be improper. This is their fight, and yours, but not mine. The Imric informs me that the Alliance leaders have agreed to his proposal. The Grand Melee will be held here, in the shadow of the Gates of Judgment, and in sight of the capital. An announcement has been made, and Allied forces are currently en route. The eyes of Ishgard are upon us. We must not fail. A rare opportunity to see you pit yourself against Allied forces. Outside of Cartano, perhaps. I would not miss this for the world. None of y'all have ever gone to Cartano, right?
No.
Okay. I know I haven't.
Right, where's Cartano?
It's one of the PvP things.
Oh, nope, I am not.
And I'm glad Thancred enjoyed that display.
Where are we going right now?
We're heading for the gates. I imagine you can actually teleport there, but I just walked. So. I'm going to assume we're going to have to break party for this. So I'm going to go ahead and disband us. But I will wait for everybody to get here before I click the button. There he is. I say when you didn't appear, I began to question. Nothing. Never mind. To think that we are mere moments away from facing the cream of Eorza's soldiery in battle. That I am mere... But what if... what am I saying? I have to stop imagining the worst. I must think of the victory, of the glory, of the stories I will tell Honoro when he wakes up. I am ready, old boy. Are you? By the Fury, how could I forget? Father bid me present this to you. I know it is sudden, but we believe that men would find it inspiring if you bore the colors of House Forton into battle. Pray do us this honor. During the Grand Melee, some of your gear will be glamored, your attributes and your abilities will be unaffected.
Oh, snap. Ulda looks tough.
Mm-hmm.
I still have my Halloween earrings on, though.
I dig the outfit,
Me
though.
too.
Let all here present heed well the rules of engagement.
The Grand Melee is a large-scale battle in which an allied company of Ul'dan, Gridanian, and Leminson forces will be pitted against a company of Ishgardian forces. When a combatant is incapacitated, the opposing company will be awarded tactical points. The first company to attain the designated tactical rating of 100 points is declared the victor. During the Grand Melee, officiants may mark certain combatants with the Fury's Gaze, which will be indicated by an ethereal tether linking them to their company's flag. While defeating most combatants will award you 1 tactical point, defeating marked combatants will award your company 10 tactical points. Marked combatants also possess enhanced attributes, rendering them more powerful and more difficult to defeat. Defending and defeating these combatants is the key to victory.
For the honor and the glory of Ishgard.
All is ready then. Very well. Brave men and women of the Eorzean Alliance, let the Grand Melee begin!
It ends here!
Right there!
Cyclops! Cyclops, everyone on your guard! All forces, fall back. Continue the melee. I will deal with him. Daft sod. You heard the man. Back to it. All forces, form a line, now. Yeah, I figured this is what was going to happen. I will not lie. I was hoping it would come to this. So then, shall we dance? Damn it all.
Did he win? Then we...
Victory is ours! Ishgard! Ishgard! Well fought! Well fought, my friend! You truly are the warrior of warriors.
Thank the Fury you were on our side.
Oh, my lungs are burning, and I can barely stand. I didn't think I could do it, but then I did. We did. We faced the Alliance's best, and together, with one heart, with one purpose, we prevailed. After 1,000 years of hardship, of strife and bloodshed, we are strong enough to rise to any challenge, be it on the battlefield or beyond. The future holds so much promise, so much joy. We need only show them the way.
A truly magnificent display, Sir Knight. While doubtless less than pleased, I am quite sure the Grand Companies are honored to have been bested by such valiant warriors.
The honor was ours, Your Grace.
I am pleased to see that Ishgard's proud martial tradition is being upheld. When the time comes, I trust you will fight alongside your brothers and sisters in the Eorzean Alliance with the same fervor you displayed in opposing them. I note that our friend elected to take the field in Ishgardian colors.
At my behest, Your Grace. If we have given offense, the blame lies with me.
Fear not, Sir Knight. It was a surprise, nothing more. And any hint of ill feeling was thoroughly dispelled by the spectacle of our mutual friend's duel with General Raubarn. On the subject of surprises, I could not help but marvel at the passion and unity of purpose displayed by your countrymen, given the troubling reports we have received of late.
I shall take that as a compliment, Your Grace. The events to which you allude are the price of change. The end of the Dragonsong War marks the beginning of a new era for our nation, and for the people, high and lowborn alike, who will lead her into the future.
Ah, yes. The people. Change is indeed a perilous thing, for we who seek it, and they who fear it. I shall pray for Ishgard, and for you.
Well, that made for a refreshing change.
Okay, how do I keep that?
Congratulations on your victory, by the way.
How do you do what?
Keep the outfit.
Ishgardians certainly
The
seem happy
transmog.
with themselves.
No idea.
I, for my part, am merely glad you did not strain anything in the process of single-handedly winning the battle for them. 'Tis but a scratch, I assure you, and I will not suffer you to worry over me. Not when we have a dozen far more important concerns. Make that 2 dozen. Still, as Y'shtola never tires of telling me, we can but face them head-on one at a time. One day at a time. As Minfilia would have done.
I'll right back.
All pieces of the set can be attained from dungeon drops. If you actually want to make the transmog, KJ.
Yeah, I'll probably have to. Yeah.
Although it's also technically plate, so I don't think you can wear it.
Aw, man.
All the armor pieces drop in the Stone Vigil.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
I don't know why it has to be just plate mail. I mean, come on, the dude was an archer that killed the chick. You know what I'm saying? He was wearing this armor.
True.
Oh, it's cold out here.
Balls, I had forgotten what it feels like to feel so alive. Not since leaving the Bloodsands have I had the privilege. Not since the bull of Alhamigo hung up his swords. Back then, the outcome might have been different, but I do not begrudge you your victory. I know how far you have come, how much you have endured. Our fight only confirmed it. We shall have to do this again one day, when time allows. I shall look forward to it. Now go. Go to the Ishgardians and celebrate your victory. You have earned it. Come, Pippin. Her Grace is expecting us. Lead on, Father. And I do absolutely love that Thancred punched the Cyclops. Said your goodbyes. In all the years I have known Raban, I cannot recall ever seeing him look so happy in defeat. Well, everything seems to be falling into place, does it not? The Ishgardians have claimed their symbolic victory, and the Eorzean alliance has been strengthened in the process. Be proud. You made this happen. And we get a new emote out of it. Which I must see what it looks like. Looked kind of dangerous out of me. I was swinging my sword all over the place.
Let me see. Do yours again.
Alright.
Did I miss the white mages item that was in there?
It wasn't there.
Did you see mine?
No, do yours. I'm just gonna jot this down real quick. Ta-da!
Indeed.
Do yours, KJ.
I'm looking for it.
It's on the special tab.
Of course. That makes perfect sense for a bard.
I draw my bow out. That's pretty cool.
And looks like the white mage one is from this quest. We have done it. Nay, you have done it. You have bought us the victory we so desperately needed. There is naught left but to return to the capital. Come, let us see what reception awaits us.
My lord!
Honorwa, my boy. Shouldn't you be in bed?
Thank you for your concern, my lord. But I have largely recovered from my ordeal, and I have naught but several scars to show for it, which I have been told some women may find appealing.
I see. And to think I was worried sick over you.
I'm not sure I understand, my lord.
Well, let's put that theory to the proof, shall we?
My lord?
'Twould seem that a great many things have occurred in my absence. I thought I might begin to make amends by welcoming you in person.
The messengers spared not their chocobos to bring us word of your victory in the grand melee. I cannot well describe our elation when we heard the news. It called to mind the day we rejoined the Eorzean alliance, when I glimpsed hope rekindled in the eyes of the people.
The Fury herself ushers us into a new era. Sir Emmerich, the time is now.
Aye, that it is. Reconvene the conference and summon Vidofnir to Falcon's Nest. We will make peace with Hraesvelga's brood and hasten this bloody war to its end.
Yes, Lord Commander.
I will send word to Artoirel and bid him resume preparations. Emmanuelaine, you will place yourself at your brother's disposal. He will be glad of your assistance.
No stopping it now, is there? We should inform Stola and the others.
My dear friend, I doubt I will ever be able to thank you enough. But when the conference is successfully concluded, I damn well mean to try.
They say you dueled General Raban within a ring of flames. I did not think the man so ostentatious. Would that I could have seen it. After we parted ways in Matoya's cave, I returned here to speak with Tataru. We agreed to tell the others only that our search for Minfilia had reached an impasse. I subsequently learned that you had left for Falcon's Nest, but I thought it best to keep to myself for a time. I am wont to rely on you overmuch when we are together, and I needed to think, to reflect. I still do, I suspect, but matters here seem to be coming to a head. In short, there are some things I feel I must say, though nothing so urgent that it cannot wait until after the conference. So let us make for Falcon's Nest and see if Lord Artorial has need of our assistance. And actually, as I think about it, KJ, I already have the House 4 chest plate. We got it when we ran Stone Vigil the first time.
Yeah, you did. I didn't.
Well met, and thank you for looking after my brother. They say he fought bravely, that he did not dishonor his house. But you, my lord, to you we owe everything. As you can see, we have made every effort to strike while the iron is hot. We made our intentions known, and that all would be welcome to attend, and so they came. By the grace of the Fury, they came. The ceremony will not be a lengthy affair, but there is still much to be done. I would speak with you more, but I must see to my duties. As for you and Master Alphanode, you will do naught but enjoy yourselves. Is that clear? If any dare beg your assistance again, I will have words. Last time I tried to not work, I got poisoned. So...
Yeah.
Right.
Well, there you have it. We have been forbidden from meddling. Shall we wait, or have you other matters to attend to before the ceremony begins? I guess we shall wait with Alphanode for the ceremony to begin? Everybody agree?
Yeah.
Excellent. I only hope Thancred and the others will not be late. Epical events do not come around very often.
I had a feeling that the other thing would have been to go see the chick that got shot in the hospital or whatever.
True, we don't know whether she's alive or dead at this moment. Uh-oh, they're still bringing eyes to the stonework up there.
Mm-hmm.
The appointed hour approaches.
Aye.
Oh, she is still alive.
She begged leave to watch the proceedings. I saw no reason not to grant it.
Should I choose to deviate from my prepared remarks, I ask that you trust in my judgment.
Have I ever done otherwise?
Look!
The White Dragon!
Ah, how long it hath been since our peoples met thus, children of Thordan, even by our reckoning.
Vidofnir, daughter of Hraesvelga, we give thanks for your visit, and bid you welcome to Falcon's Nest.
Our sire bade us hearken unto the whispers of our hearts. They spoke to us of a paradise lost, of bonds of brotherhood which they yearn to see restored.
Ours too yearn for such a restoration, and they have guided us here this day, that they might yearn no longer. Brothers and sisters, ye who stand as witness, hearken to me. Since the days of Eld, when the bonds betwixt man and dragon were sundered by our hand, our peoples have known only war. Bloodshed without end, losses beyond counting, and still we fought. And still we fought. Some wounds do not heal. The dead cannot be returned to us. But we, the living, can yet choose another course. Here and now, we can lay down this burden, this hatred, this vengeance. Our forebears fought not so that we could die, but that we might live. So let us honor their sacrifice and spare our children this death sentence. Let us gift them a new legacy. Life.
Betwixt our peoples yawneth a divide deeper than the deepest abyss, wider than the widest sea. Generations will live and die ere this divide is bridged. Knowing this, doth thy heart yet yearn for peace, son of Thordan?
Look now on the legacy we would leave to our children. A dream of peace, inscribed in stone for generations to come.
Father and his beloved, as they were so long ago, happy and at peace. The dream they shared shall be ours once more.
your bow!
Child of Dravania, art thou grown so forgetful that thou wouldst forsake kith and kin and consort with the spawn of Thornton? That thou wouldst dare contemplate peace? Hearken unto me, all of you! The final chorus is nigh, and all will be held to account. All will bathe in the flames of retribution. Till the coming of that day, look you on your sins and despair, for none shall escape my wrath. None shall escape my revenge!
7 hells. Damn you, Nidhogg. Hells, take that worm! While he lives, we'll never know peace.
Aye! There'll be no end to this war till Nidhogg is dead and gone!
So let's kill the bastard and be done with it. Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg!
Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg!
Death to Nidhogg!
There they go, the last of the guests. Having come hither with hope in their hearts, they depart with hatred and bloodlust. Until the moment I saw him strike, I still held some hope that what you had seen in Azishla was an illusion, perhaps. But he acted without hesitation, as did Sir Imeric. For a mercy, Vidofnir's wound was not mortal, or so Lucia tells me. The dragon was spirited away to Onyx Shrine to receive care from her brethren. We can but hope her recovery is swift. But such was surely Nidhogg's intent, to deliver a proclamation not only to the children of Thordan, but to his kindred. War is coming, and ye who do not stand with us stand apart. She was an example, a message to her brood. Another instrument of his vengeance, like Estinian. Be right back.
You're so funny.
And I am back. What's funny?
Oh my.
Our victory things.
We keep doing our victory things.
I wonder, is it a different one for every class?
Oh yeah, it is.
Yep.
Cool.
Oh my gosh, the black mage is fun.
Take out your staff again, Emo. Thought it was a bow there for a minute.
Yeah, it's got like the shapey thingy there.
Mm-hmm. Whereas KJ's is a candlestick.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, KJ, gonna switch back to the class you actually want to gain XP on?
Oh, I already turned in. I'm waiting for you guys to talk to this guy.
Alright. And we get another emote from this one.
Yep.
When I said I wished to speak with you after the conference, I confess I envisaged a rather happier circumstances. If anything, however, this latest tragedy makes the need more pressing. There are things I must say. Not to the Warrior of Light, or my fellow Scion, but to you, my friend. But not here, no. Ah, but of course, the intercessory in Camp Dragonhead is still open to us. Let us go there. That seems like an odd place to choose, but okay.
Dragonhead? Where was that one?
Corthus. And before we go to the intercessory, there's one thing I want to check.
Sorry.
But no, I wanted to come to Camp Dragonhead, but there's something I want to check at Dragonhead. Yep. All Chiffron is gone from here.
Why'd you have to bring us back to this horrible place? It's too soon.
Indeed.
They say jokingly, but still sad.
Greetings, sir. Shall I show you inside? Or you could just stand aside from the door and let me open it. Alphino didn't even have the good graces to be here before us.
Forgive me. That took longer than expected.
I'm not drinking anything.
You seem puzzled. Oh, these. I thought something warming might not go amiss. It was not all that long ago that we sat here, you and I. In our very own falling snows, as Lord Horshvon called it.
I was gonna say, if there's any alcohol in that, that class is so big it'll kill Alphino dead.
I still struggle to believe he is gone. And Azelle too. I had such hopes for her. Master Matoya asked me what it was all for. Why we fight. And why we die. Were I still commander of the Braves, I would doubtless have replied, for the future of Eorzea. But I'm not that man. Not anymore. I needed a new answer. One that I could live with. And when I saw Estinian at the ceremony, I knew at last what it was. I do not want to be a man who sacrifices his friends and family for a cause. I want to fight for Estinian, and I want to save him. When Nidhogg leads the Horde into battle, Ser Emeric and his forces will do what they believe must be done. That is their choice to make. Yet even if Ser Emeric is willing to forsake Estinian, I am not. We must fight for him, for he is our friend and ally. We may struggle, we may fail, but we must try. We will. I know we will.
Thank you. It is unfair of me to unburden myself in this manner, time after time, but I am glad that you permit me nonetheless. You are my true friend and ally. Though not all of our fellow Scions will support our stance on Estinian, I have faith that we will win them over in due course. Such is the infectious power of hope. Right. That is quite enough solemn introspection for one night. I think we should both benefit for some time in the company of Tartaru. She stays for us at Fortemp Manor. Let us not keep her waiting any longer. That is quite possibly the most dangerous mount I've ever seen, Zora. But of course, you may not know how many times those things have killed me in other Final Fantasy games.
They're very dangerous.
Hey, KJ. Back to Ishgard. Yet again, we walk an all too familiar path. I am reminded of when we first came to this manor. Lost and uncertain, we were granted succor in our hour of need. We were saved, and now it is our turn to return the favor. Hear, hear. Let no one say the Scions do not repay their debts. After all, what kind of people would we be if we forsook our friends? If we stopped looking for Ida and Papalimo? Or if we gave up hope of bringing back Minfilia back? Though she knew it would cost her dearly, Minfilia reached out to us to deliver a message. She believed it was imperative that we understand the true nature of this star, of the rift between Zodiark and Hydaelyn, and of the Ascians' aspirations. But for all that has been revealed, I cannot shake the suspicion that there is much we have yet to learn. In any event, I think it time we step back from the fray and carefully consider our next course of action. It will not be easy to turn this tragedy to triumph. But we will find a way. We will. We will.
Of all the ways for it to end. Even before his transformation, I could feel the worm's hatred swirling about Estinian. The terrible, all-consuming rage. Enough to fuel a 1,000-year quest for vengeance. It was all I could do not to run away screaming. But Ishgardians, nay, all Eorzeans, are made of sterner stuff. They face danger and death on a daily basis and understand what it takes to win a war.
Think not too deeply on Master Matoya's words. Her intent was but to steal our resolve. That And to remind us to look beyond these passing conflicts to trials greater still, to the truth which hides at the heart of this world.
So that's your aim, is it?
You disapprove?
Not at all. I believe it's traditional for the student to follow in the footsteps of the master. And you are so very alike.
Change. That great inexorable wave was upon us, and soon all of Ishgard would bend to its will. For all our sins, for all our scars, the future for which we had long yearned was at last within our grasp. But it would be bought at a heavy price. For in those twilight hours did Nidhogg cry out for vengeance, and his brethren raise their voices for the final chorus of the Dragon Song War.
Caution, Ida. That is all I ask. Do not be so eager to place your faith in them. Not until we know more.
I like yours.
You look like a baton girl. It just seems to be a flaming baton.
Imagine they have one that looks like that.
Probably.
Of course, now I'm going to have to dig through my armory chest because I can't open my coffer because I already have one of these pieces.
Oh.
They're unique, so I can't have two. So.
It's funny. KJ did a very dramatic, fist down.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, my battle stance emote looks more like a victory emote than the other one does. Ah, it is well that you are here. You are wanted within. I believe Master Alphanode wishes a word with you. Ah, there you are. Have you a moment? There is something I would fain discuss. I must ask you to recall the events which unfolded at the peace conference, though I dare say you would sooner forget them. My mind returns again and again to the moment when Nidhogg appeared before the crowd in the guise of Estinian. It was a sight to chill the soul, but one which gave me reason to hope that our friend might not be beyond salvation. When you described his fateful transformation in Nazi-Schla, I feared him lost forever. But the mere fact that some semblance of his former self endures must surely count for something. Alas, I have no evidence to support this impression. Thus did I turn to Istola and Kryl for a more empirical appraisal, and full glad I am that I did, for it would seem that they have some observations of their own to share. The ladies have saved us a table at the Forgotten Night. Shall we go? Excellent. Let us not keep our honored colleagues waiting. Okay, I like that when Alphanode was walking there, it was step of stone, and then one footprint hit the metal on the outside of the carpet and made a clank. And then the next foot was on stone.
Mm-hmm. The carpets are surrounded by metal. It's funny.
Yep.
Or two.
Forgotten Night. Also, I wanted to comment from the little cutscene there. Ida has a new coat. Ida has a new hat. Ida has a new visor. But she has still not found pants.
Mm-hmm.
Or even an intact pair of shorts.
We have kept you waiting over long, I fear.
Not to worry, Alphino. We had some rather fine mulled wine to keep us company. Truth be told, you could have delayed your arrival a few moments more.
Gibrion got the spicing just right this time. His latest batch is not only delicious and warming, but soothing to the humors.
Indeed. But 'twas not to soothe our humours that we gathered here.
Ah, no, quite right. The matter of that poor dragoon.
You have discovered something. A means to save him?
Let us not jump to conclusions, shall we? Assess the facts presented, then make an educated analysis, as you were taught.
Pray, cast your mind back to the moment of Estinian's transformation. Do you recall how you described it to us? You spoke of the sudden pangs which racked his body when he took up both of Nidhogg's eyes. and of how his form was twisted thereafter into a shadowy semblance of the Great Worm.
When he appeared at Falcon's Nest, the worm's eyes were fused to his mail.
Would that only his armor had been corrupted. Snaking forth from the eyes, I descried dark tendrils which entangled his very being. His ether has been all but smothered.
Then he is lost to us forever?
What did I just say about jumping to conclusions? Y'shtola clearly stated all but smothered. As I later discovered, her impression matched my own. Though Nidhogg's presence filled my mind's eye, beneath his seething aura, I sensed the merest hint of something else. And after listening to Y'shtola's observations, I became more certain of my suspicion that the something else I'd sensed was, in fact, the trace of a different will, submerged in the sea of Nidhogg's rage.
You mean?
Yes, 'tis like that Estinian spirit yet lingers.
Can we not wrest him from Nidhogg's grasp, then? Tear the eyes from the armor?
We know not if that would serve to separate Worm's soul from man's. None have ever attempted such a feat.
Should it offer even the faintest hope of success, then by the gods, I shall be the first to try.
Alphino. By all means, hold fast to your hope, but be mindful of the dangers. Even should you succeed in excising the eyes from the Dragoon's mail, we have no way of knowing if your friend's soul would survive so violent a separation. And that is to say nothing of the possibility that his would-be savior might become Nidhogg's next host.
But what other choice remains to us? Should the opportunity present itself, I will tear those foul orbs from Estinian's armor and trust in the resilience of his soul, even at the risk of mine own.
Ah, I found you at last. A messenger of the Temple Knights came to the manor some few hours past. The Lord Commander humbly requests the company of the Warrior of Light and Master Alphino.
Sir Emmerich would speak with us. Very well, thank you, Onawa.
'Twould seem duty calls. Pray see to yours, and we shall return to ours.
Thank you, Y'shtola, Kryl. Your words have given me hope where there was none. Come then, Sir Emmerich awaits.
Does Y'shtola have a new staff? Or has she had that one for a while?
For a while, since her new outfit.
Yeah, her new
Gotcha.
one.
Alphino is allowing his feelings for this Dragoon to cloud his thoughts. I worry he may do something rash. Keep an eye on him, would you?
They think more of their friends' deliverance than their foes' defeat. But will history commend their fealty or condemn their folly?
The conference held at Falcon's Nest was to be a celebration of the reconciliation twixt man and dragon. But the lingering shade of Nidhogg, clad in the flesh of the Azure Dragoon, did mark the occasion by spilling the blood of his own kind. A timely atrocity to remind the children of Ishgard that the Dragonsong War was far from over. And when fear gave way to fury, the call to arms rang out anew. Death to Nidhogg. Death to Nidhogg.
Ah, these coffers that we're getting from these quests are the 240 gear. The Tombstone 240 set.
Yeah. I got the ninja scouting one. I thought scouting was more like the bard, but I guess not.
I think Bard would be aiming.
So I missed it, didn't
I don't know.
I think it's in this one.
I'm still in the cutscene.
Yeah, aiming is in this set. Aiming, healing, and casting. So, you know, everybody here except me.
Well, yours was the first batch, wasn't it?
Right.
The first box.
But I own 2 pieces of that set right now, so I can't open the coffer.
Ouch.
So I'll have to go maybe to my, maybe I can go to my glamour thing and throw the 2 pieces I have in there. Then maybe it'll let me open the box.
You can also put it in your chocobo bags.
Would that handle the fact that it's unique?
Yep.
Oh, well, then I'll do that right now. And I would like it noted that I still don't like this set. It looks a little bit better when I'm wearing more than just the chest plate, but it's still, no.
Too pink for you?
It looks like I'm wearing a dress.
The chest is cut out. If it went all the way up, it would be alright. It's a little poofy at the hips, too.
Oh, that's all your skin color. That's why I thought it was all pink. You pink skin.
Yeah, it is weird, that opening in the chest.
There, problem solved.
Nice.
What news has Sir Imeric to share with us, I wonder? I always find it funny. We have quests that give us boxes full of gear, and then the next quest is, here, have some food. One piece of food.
Just one.
Might Sir Imeric perchance have received word of a Dravanian advance? Or mayhap they have located his that is to say, maybe Nidhogg has been found. Come, I would hear what the Lord Commander has to say.
My friends, I thank you for coming.
You have had news of Nidhogg?
Alas not. Our scouts range far and wide, but they have as yet found no trace of the Great Worm.
We dispatched an elite unit of dragoons to reconnoiter the churning mists, but even they returned empty-handed.
A pity.
Fear not, Alphino. We shall see the worm again soon enough. His words at Falcon's Nest attest to that. Indeed, he is like to come sooner than we would wish.
I assume Ishgard's defenses are being bolstered as we speak?
With all haste. I mean to call upon every able-bodied warrior at our disposal, from the Knights of the Four Houses to the men and women of the Watch. But I did not summon you to discuss strategy.
What then would you have of us, my lord?
I will speak plain. Now that Nidhogg is possessed of both of his eyes, no mortal force we can muster will repel him. That being the case, we must needs recruit an ally of equal strength.
You speak of Hraesvelgr?
I do. To whom else could we turn?
That he is Nidhogg's equal, I do not deny, nor can I name another. But convincing the reclusive creature to do battle with his own brood brother will be... how shall I put this?
It will be no small undertaking, yes. Estinian's report was most particular about Hraesvelgr's unwillingness to involve himself in the affairs of men. But much has changed since your visit to Somal, and if there is even a chance that the dragon may be swayed, I must plead our case. Whatever price the dragon asks of me, I shall pay it. Such was my oath, to defend the people of Ishgard. Come what may, my friends, the battle with Nidhogg will mark the end of my tenure as the acting head of church and state. Will you help me discharge this final duty?
We will, my lord, though I fear our involvement offers no guarantee of success. Come then, we will depart at your leisure.
Thank you. Both of you. The city is yours, First Commander.
My lord, we shall pray for your swift return.
Have y'all started the next sequence?
Yeah, I talked to him out here.
Okay. It grieves me to impose upon you in this manner, but you of all people understand the threat we now face. It is no imposition, Sir Imeric. Ishgard is a second home. After the many battles we have fought and the bonds we have forged, the plight of your nation has become our own. If there is aught that we can do to aid in its salvation, then pray impose all you must. You are true friends. Shall we be about our task, then? We have no way of knowing when Nidhogg's shade will strike, but we must assume that time is not our ally. Indeed. With that in mind, I have taken the liberty of dispatching a messenger to inform Mistress Tartaru that you will be escorting me to Somal. I confess I did not provide the exact details of our destination, as they are as yet unknown to me. We will summon Hraesvelgr at Zenith in the Churning Mists ere we begin our ascent, however. I think it best that we pay a visit to Annex Shrine. You seek an advantage in the coming negotiations? I do. I would consult with Vidolfnir. I propose this in part out of the concern for her condition. Were she to succumb to her wounds, it could have grave consequences for our alliance. That apart, she may be able to provide insight into her sire's current state of mind. Well reasoned. To the Dravanian Forelands, then. Alright, I think that is probably a good place to stop for the night.
Sounds good.
Okay.
We have completed patch 3.2, and we have begun 3.3. Give me just one moment, and I will end the stream. Alright, guys. That's where we're going to call it for tonight. And we'll see if we can do it again tomorrow, and press on further into Heavensward. If not back tomorrow, I'll be back on Friday with more Final Fantasy VI. Until then, I want to thank y'all for joining me. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'll see y'all next time, and have a good night.